Hello, YouTubers. Buster Gundo here. The current time is 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's date, July 21st, 2021. And today, I want to talk about companies. Companies specifically, and their current business practices. Well, let's get started, shall we? To be honest with you, I'm very sick and tired of all these companies going woke. And then they wonder why they go broke shortly after. Now, certain companies have managed to avoid the bell tolling for them so far, but it's only a matter of time before that wokeness drags you into the bottom of the abyss. And it sucks to see some of these companies going so woke nowadays because they've built up such a good foundation. And now that they're standing atop their empire, they want to go tear everything down. You've literally built your company up for over 50 plus years, and now you want to throw it all away. Just for people who will never buy your products, will never watch your movies, will never buy your merchandise, will never support you financially, and will never keep your bills paid. Yet the people who are keeping your bills paid, you don't cater to them at all. You do the exact opposite of what they want. Honestly, a lot of companies need to start picking up things from indie companies. They cater to their fans because they know that their fans are their lifeline. These companies don't understand that without your customers, your company is as good as dead. You might as well dig the grave and throw your company in there. For me personally, yes, I've never owned a company, but I try to put pride in all my work regardless. That's how you build a good reputation. And when I do build a good reputation, I'm not going to let it falter for someone who will never pay me for my services, nor for my products. Now, I understand you want to take critique from different places. Yes, that's a good thing. However, when you let that overwhelmingly woke critique, and I'm not talking about the general woke things, I'm talking about extreme woke here, to the point where you want to change your entire company's foundation. You want to change properties that have been around for 20 plus years and have built up a good following. You want to throw that away, all for people who would never financially support you. It sucks. It really does. All these companies making horrible decisions. Prime example, so far, for me, would be Sony. Sony had a good reputation back in the day, around the PS2 era. And they had a semi-good reputation when it came to the PS3. However, ever since, I'd say, middle of the PS3 era, they've been making bad decision after bad decision. It also seems to me like ever since they moved from Japan to California, things have been going downhill for them. I hope the good people that work for Sony, I hope they manage to jump ship before it's too late, because Sony is becoming the Titanic. Or should I say it is the Titanic. And it's only a matter of time before it crashes and sinks to the bottom of the sea. I would like to see some of these better employees split off from the main company, wait 2 years for your agreements to end, and build your own studio, make your own ideas, rise from the ashes of your former employers, and give Sony or any other company that you've worked with no credit for your ideas. Luckily, I do have hope for the business world as of right now. I have hope for video games in general. I have hope for comics, because we have indie comics such as Blade Devil, for example. I'll try to put a link in the description to that. Go ahead and support that if you want. So far, it's looking good to me. Also, we've got a lot of indie games coming out that show a lot of promise. And it seems to me like these indie companies are picking up on the flaws of the companies that came before them. So just not pissing off your fan base, actually listening to helpful critique as to what could be improved. Not killing off a main franchise character. Last of Us 2. Naughty Dog. But, and for those of you who are going to say in the comment section below, oh, The Last of Us Part 2 was a good game. If you haven't played the first game, I can understand why you would say the second game is good. However, as a person who's played the first game in the series, I was expecting something entirely different. Now, I didn't have my hopes too high. However, I was sadly disappointed with Last of Us Part 2. For those of you who don't know the big controversy that happened, well, let's just say somebody very important to the game got whacked within the first, say, hour of the game. I don't like it at all, honestly. But let's get back on topic. You have to consider your business decisions in every decision you make. Would catering to these people help your company or sink it? Also, when it comes to product releases, you have to time them correctly. Try not to link your timing up with someone else's. Let's just say if I'm going for the 18th of August, and let's just say if another company is releasing something the 18th of August in the same field, try to separate yours by about, I'd say, 2 weeks. Also, don't be afraid to borrow ideas from popular companies. Just make sure you change it enough so that you don't get sued. As a wise man once said, nothing in this world is original. Everything is a piece of something else. You just can't find its sources because it's so well hidden. And for the love of Allah, this pay-to-win system is not helping. It's not helping anything at all. Making people pay more to excel in your game proves to me that it is a bad game in fact. Also, making the grind so terrible that you would want to pay is a bad idea. Hence why I play single-player games and not multiplayer games. Understand that I am not entirely bitter about the gaming community. However, some toxic parts of it may be, I still have hope for it overall. If the main companies sink, hopefully the good employees will find lifeboats and are able to form their own ships and sail the seas. But for now, I will not be giving my money to companies who don't appreciate my business or have proven themselves to be a liability to me personally. I'm not going to waste time on bad games. I'm not going to waste time on bad movies unless I give you a fair shake. I will try to give each thing a fair shake. However, if I don't like it, it's usually because of my own opinion. Perfect example, The Last of Us Part 2. A lot of people didn't like that game. You may say group consensus, but I'm not going to waste money on a game that I may not like. There's a lot of people in this world that will buy games day one that are already invested. Even if the game is bad, they've already invested their money, so now they can't get it back. And that's the kind of stupidity I don't like. I have a wait till the price drops policy. For those of you who ever heard me say this phrase a lot, you'll understand what I mean by wait till the price drops. I'd say give it 6 months to a year, maximum 2 years. If the game is still good within 2 years and it hasn't been censored, it hasn't been changed, hasn't been altered for the better or worse, should say worse, then go ahead, grab it for its sale price. But do not buy day one. Day one patches are a thing, such as the Fairy Tail game that came out. It was uncensored at release, however it got released and censored subsequently with a patch. And people wonder why I sell the high seas. I sell the high seas because A, don't have a lot of money right now, not afraid to admit it, kind of rubbing 2 nickels together as we speak. Don't take donations, don't ask for handouts. I do like a lot of the games I play. I picked them for a reason. Now, some games you may say are horrible based on the cover alone or the plot overall. But I leave that for myself to decide. One game being Never Dead. It got a very horrible review at launch. However, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I didn't pay more than $5 for the game. Another game which had a lot of bad reviews, Resonance of Fate for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4. I enjoyed it. It was long, but I enjoyed it. I didn't mind grinding. That brings me up to another good topic, grinding. You have to make your grinding fun to do. I know those two words don't exactly fit into the same sentence, but if your grinding is fun to do and you're earning rewards through the grind, people don't mind it. But if you make your grinding such a slog that no one's going to want to do it, don't expect a lot of people to play your games. Yes, I know the whole JRPG theory of the grind is the journey, but not all of us have 100, 200, 300 plus hours to grind through an entire game to get to the end. Some of us just want the story. Some of us just want to play the game and be content. Some of us have a huge backlog, myself, and don't have time to invest 100 hours plus into one game. Speaking of time, please, for the love of Odin, put game timers somewhere in your game so that we can track how long we've been playing it. I want to know exactly how many hours, minutes, seconds I've been playing this game so I can determine whether I got a good investment in it or not. Like, for example, Resonance of Fate. I spent over 60 plus hours in that game and I enjoyed it. Yeah, that it's slow parts, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Despite the grinding, despite the constant losses, I enjoyed it nonetheless. So, like I said, I'm going to hopefully be doing more videos soon. So tune in for that. And as I say this time and every time, Buster Gundo, signing off now. Be safe, be smart, be silent. For whatever's in the darkness eventually comes to light. Be safe out there.